All right, guys, we can get this thing kicked off. So my name is Joe. Really appreciate everyone tuning in. Today, the goal is to talk a little bit more about one of our new features, one of our new tools, the bulk distribution platform. So I'll be sharing my screen here and actually walking through it. Most of you guys on the call probably know me, but my name is Joe. I've been with FEVO for about a year and a half now. I'm on our partner development team. So the bulk distribution platform, I think is very needed in this space. It's a great way to, as it implies in the name, move larger blocks of already paid tickets. So paid in full groups, community relation tickets, corporate sponsor tickets, a lot of use cases that this can be applied to. Little background on this platform before I dive into it. So FEVO actually acquired this, the Groupmatics assets a few weeks ago, and this was one of the products that we acquired. So this tool has actually been used by Major League Baseball at the league level since 2017 to help with postseason, to help with All-Star. And then this past year, they also helped with the Field of Dreams game as well. So MLB loves it from the league standpoint. We've made a few updates and are now rolling it out for individual teams to use. So as I'll show here when I walk through an example, a great tool to just give your group leaders or some of your contacts at the club or at the group some opportunities to distribute tickets in bulk rather than having to go one by one and distribute. Okay, so how I want to handle this today. I also want to be upfront in that this is currently live and ready to go for our tickets.com partners. We're working on this for Ticketmaster and Paciolan as well. So if you're on tickets.com, this is something we could get rolled out for you here pretty soon. TM Paciolan will come soon. So how I want to walk through this today is just put yourself in the shoes of someone that you're on the team, you just made a huge sale, you've locked in a really large group, and now you want to provide some tools for that group leader to help them distribute the tickets. So back when I was with the Suns, we would get that final payment, we would buy the tickets on, we'd print them off, we'd stick them in the mail. A lot of you on this call can probably relate to that. Obviously, things have changed and got a lot more digital, but a lot of those pain points still exist. I mean, even getting a block of paper tickets, I was still a lot on the group leader to have to go out and distribute them. Just like it's a lot if they're logging in to their ticket account and having to forward 2 tickets at a time, 3 tickets at a time to everyone within their group. So with this product, you'd still do the same thing as normal. You get the final payment. I'll use tickets.com, for example. You go into Pro Venue, you buy the tickets on, you apply the payment. The next step is you would have a login through our bulk platform. So email and password, you're able to sign into your account. The first thing you're going to do once you log in, top left corner, is be able to create a group. And obviously, if you guys start using this program, sign up with us, we'll dive into the exact training a little deeper. But I just wanted to highlight how easy it is to pull the actual tickets into this product. You're able to choose a season. This is really going to be like regular season or postseason. And then the subset would be, is it a group sale, corporate sponsor, community relations? We can set those subsets here depending on the individual team. So how I pull the tickets in, there's actually a couple ways that we can do this. The first one being, it's just a single order. A group, they bought 400 tickets. I type in that order ID right here, and I'm able to pull in all 400 tickets. The other option is we can do this in bulk. So let's say you have, one group with multiple order IDs, or maybe you're even doing something with, like when I was with the Suns, corporate partnerships. Start of every season, they had a bunch of corporate partners that would have dozens, hundreds of tickets for multiple games throughout the season. So I could go ahead and buy all those tickets on. I could just put the order ID and the number of tickets and actually pull all of those into the platform at one time. So just wanted to highlight, we can do it at one shot. Doesn't necessarily have to be, order by order. But to show off a single order, I enter that order number, click go. This will take a couple seconds just to pull in the actual inventory from your ticketing system. I can see in this case, 407 tickets. Here's the group leader's information. Then I'm able to confirm the actual game that they're attending. So I update, pull those tickets in. This will be like the main landing screen. This one's set up from the work we did with Major League Baseball. So you can see All-Star, Postseason, Field of Dreams. Normally you would just see your team here, or multiple teams if you had access to sell for multiple teams. So once the tickets are actually pulled in, this does say GM test. It would look like team name and logo in the real environment. I'm able to view the actual tickets. So again, I'm still, I've sold this group. I've pulled the tickets in. Here they are. Here are those 407 I just pulled in. Now I just need to select them and assign them to my group leader. So you can drill in, you can see section, row, and specific seat. So if, maybe you only need to send certain tickets to certain people, you can do that through here. Let me just grab all 407. You'll see them highlighted over here on the right. You can see additional details, the actual event. If you needed to do multiple events, you could select multiple events and highlight or send those all to the group leader. The actual sending process, there's two ways to do it, to assign or to forward tickets. This is pretty key to our platform, and actually one of the features I really like. When you assign tickets, they're only moving internally. So they're not actually going to move within your ticketing provider. If you forward tickets, they're going to move within within your ticketing system. So assign works really well when you're just saying, hey, I know the group leader obviously she's not coming by herself with 407 tickets. She needs to send those out to other people. So I just assign her the tickets. I'm just coming in, I'm saying email, name, company, and then you can put a note in here if you'd like. Last step is, depending, I imagine most of the time if you're actually sending tickets to a group leader, they've been paid, but there is some options in here as far as if maybe they're a corporate partner ticket and you're getting money transferred internally, so you could mark those department or unpaid. And then from here, I just click send tickets. So this will send an email to the group leader. From that email, they're actually going to be able to click in, sign into their account, and see those 407 tickets. And then they're able to go ahead and assign or forward them out to everyone within their group. All right, so I'm actually going to show you the email. Here's that actual email that you would receive. So to shift gears a little, so far, really the work, you've sold the group, you've sent the tickets to that group leader, you're done, right? The group leader gets the email. So shifting to the group leader's position, they click manage tickets, they fill in their contact, choose a password, and click sign up. We do have putting the finishing touches on some help guides and just information for the group leader that's just going to show them a breakdown of like what this platform is, how to use it, how to transfer tickets, everything like that. Initially, when they walk in though, or when they log in, they're going to see, hey, this is a simple way to distribute tickets. Your actual tickets are not here. This isn't where they're actually going to like log in and see a barcoded ticket. So just making that clear. And just saying again, making it easy to send to friends and family. So once they see that, they'll see the actual tickets, right? So I can click in, I sent 407 World Series tickets. Here they are. again, I can drill into the actual seats. So if I'm the group leader, here we go. I have the tickets. Now I'm able to go ahead and send these out and assign or forward the tickets out. I'm going to log back into my main account here to show a couple other items. You'll notice on the available tab, this is when you first pull tickets in. This is where they will live. Assigned, I can see I sent 407 tickets to someone. So maybe I made a mistake. Maybe I didn't mean to send these 23 tickets in row 2 to this person. So you're able to come in and actually delete these tickets and actually retrieve and pull them back to you. So that's an option as well, where if you make a mistake, obviously there's some tools to pull these tickets back and resend them to somebody else. Okay, before I show a forward, I wanted to talk about, in top right corner, there's this bulk action right here. So what this allows to happen is the ability to do some of this work in bulk, as opposed to having to go ticket by ticket. So we have a pretty standard just Excel template. Let me actually pull that up. So I put this together. It's a lot of the people that are actually on this call today. So want to do this kind of like a test. You guys actually get an email and can see what this process looks like. But essentially this spreadsheet would be blank, but whoever is distributing these tickets are able to fill out the event information, the actual section and seat location, obviously name and email of where these tickets should go. So once I've done that, we can choose to assign or forward the ticket. So again, like I'm a group leader, I get my 407 tickets. Maybe I need to send roughly 100 to 4 different department heads. So I can come in and assign 100 tickets to 4 different department heads. Or, if I have these 407 tickets and it's my job to basically say, here's everyone who gets a ticket, I'm able to forward. And that is going to move the ticket within the primary ticketing system. So in this example, if you're using TDC, it's going to move that ticket within Pro Venue and then push out a notification to the actual end user that's attending the game to log into their account and access their tickets. Again, I can choose how the payment status. I can upload the file. And then that is going to actually assign all of the tickets to everyone on that list. The other option, just to show forward, you would have, of course, the tickets in this forward category as well. So you can see all of the tickets that have been forwarded. You can click on the order ID, and this will show you the actual confirmation email. So in this example, it's a baseball team. So they're going to get access through the Ballpark app to go ahead and access their tickets. Same with assign. If you accidentally forward tickets to someone, there is that option to come in, retrieve tickets, confirm it's those ones that you want to retrieve, and we're able to actually pull those seats back. I'll pause there. I know if there's any questions, I should have mentioned this in the beginning. Obviously, if you guys have questions, please feel free to throw them in the chat. I'm happy to answer any questions now or towards the end too. We got one from Peter to confirm tickets can be assigned from one person to another multiple times. Person A can assign tickets to person B, who can assign some of them to person C. Yeah, exactly. It's a great question just to clarify. So the assign feature is really used exactly for that purpose, where, let's just say I work at Coca-Cola and we get 5,000 tickets for a game. The ability to assign those 5,000 tickets to one person at Coca-Cola and then they say, hey, I'm actually not distributing all these tickets, they can go ahead and filter them out. So they can assign 1,000 to one person, who can then assign 500 to someone else, and it continues to trickle down. So it's a great question. And that's why I really love the assign option, just because it does allow people to filter and filter who they want actually assigning the ticket. At some point, there has to be someone that's actually going to forward the tickets, because that's the only way to get them to that end user. Within here as well, you can, if I click in to the actual ticket, I'm able to see the history of this one. So this ticket's only been forwarded, but if you had, initially you assigned, it was assigned in bulk to someone, and then you could kind of chart the history of this ticket as far as like who it's been emailed to as well. Is there a maximum limit for the bulk option? There isn't. So, as many tickets as you want. I think it's one of the great features of this product as well, especially if there's some limitations maybe with your primary as far as how many tickets you can have on an account. That's really what this platform was designed. One of the reasons it was designed. You look at like Major League Baseball, right? They initially started using this for postseason. How many teams make postseason every year? I think it's changing, but somewhere 10 to 12, right? And then how many are in contention? So you're looking at like 15, 16, 20 teams that could potentially make the postseason. It was a ton of accounts, a ton of tickets to manage outside of having one central platform. So that's what we developed for Major League Baseball, just as a way where there's no limit. It's one account. You can manage every ticket in here. And the same works for, if I'm a group leader and I get thousands of tickets to a game spread out over multiple events, it allows them to manage them all in here. Let's see, a couple other questions. Yeah, so one question, do you have to put the actual seat numbers into the Excel doc to assign them to individuals? Can you just put the number of tickets next to each email address and send it that way? So right now you would have to put the actual seat location. It's great. It's a great question, great feedback, stuff that we've heard before. Definitely something we're looking into for the future. But right now you would have, when you download an Excel spreadsheet, you would have to enter the exact seat location, the name, and the email. Our goal, of course, is continue to make this better, make it easier for group leaders to distribute tickets, but there's still going to be a little bit of that effort on their end to have to manage that process. In tickets.com, are these tickets paid for before this process or just on a reservation? So they would need to be paid. You look at kind of what the core FEVO product is. That's where we get into more of like tickets are reserved and you allow individual people to come in and pay for them. So this one's more of like, hey, the tickets are paid for. You're just sending them to the end user and not looking to collect money. So right now, as it is, we can't, through this product, there's no payment. That is, we can't accept a payment, but in the future, we'll have the ability to, if that group leader wanted to get reimbursed for some or all of the ticket, that would be an option. Let's see, it's great, ton of questions. So what do you do if the person has trouble receiving the email to basically is getting the email to receive the ticket? So, it could go to spam, it could do something along those lines. If the ticket isn't going through, I think that, it might be best, there is a way to resend it or just have them, reach out to our support team to investigate there. How does this work for minor league baseball teams that do not have the Ballpark app? So Ballpark app, that was just the example, definitely not required. if you're a minor league baseball team on tickets.com, we would just push you to My Tickets. If you're on Ticketmaster, we'd push you into Account Manager. So we're live, like I mentioned, with TDC, Ticketmaster, and Paciolan soon. Those are the three we're integrated with. So if you're on one of those, we would just push that end user into their primary login. Expected timeline to activate this with Ticketmaster. It's a great question. I always hate giving timelines, just, in case we miss them. But I think our goal is to have this ahead of the Major League Baseball season. So don't hold me to it, but definitely looking to get it done before baseball gets going. Can you control which group leaders have the ability? I think you guys can read some of these, but ability to assign tickets versus forward or both. Yeah, I think if a sales rep, sees that the group leader assigned the tickets rather than forward, yeah, that's, I think it's good to check in on and kind of let them know that they did that, and they would have to go through and actually forward the ticket. So it's an easy thing to correct for the group leader, but it is something. If you're the sales rep that sent the tickets, you'd be able to log in and check on that as well. And it's part of the reason why I think, part of this process obviously is you guys know these group leaders, your contacts that are managing these tickets. It's a little bit of the education on your end to let them know how the product works. And then we're providing some of those help documents just to hopefully make it very clear to them, how it all works. If you are forwarding 100 tickets, 2 to 6 tickets per person, how does the system account for different rows and making sure each person seats are together? So that's where we would need some help on your end to, assign the actual seat locations. So you are able to, say, I want Sean to sit next to Aaron, and I'm going to assign those tickets and actually put them in. So it's not doing it automatically. You would have the ability as the group leader to assign the tickets. All right, a couple more. When the ticket is forwarded, what communication is provided to the recipient, and what do they need to do to claim? For example, when I forward a ticket on Ticketmaster via Account Manager, the recipient is prompted to log in and claim the ticket. So great question. So when we forward the ticket, that basically will trigger an email to that end user, the person that's getting that forward. On that email, it will push them to sign in and claim their tickets through the Ballpark app or through Account Manager. So very similar process to, if you were doing it through Account Manager, forwarding the ticket, just going to be an email and prompting them to log in. Do sales rep have access to see all of this from the client's side and step in to help with questions if one of their guests calls in with issues? Absolutely, yeah. So the account, kind of the walkthrough I did was from the standpoint of, I'm a sales rep and I sold this group. I bought the tickets I assigned them to the group leader. You're able to see that those tickets, that you have assigned them to the group leader. And I think, you could follow up with an email, like, here are the help guides, and just let me know if you have any questions. So you are able to see some insight into those tickets. If forwarded tickets to an email and then realized it was the wrong tickets, retrieve the tickets, can you forward another set of tickets to the same email you retrieved tickets to? Yeah, I mean, we don't necessarily block the email after you've forwarded it. So if you did retrieve and needed to send to the exact same email, you can do that. We do save emails in here. So if I have these 5 tickets, I want to assign or forward, as I start to type out my email address, it'll autofill in the email. So it's one thing to look out for. Maybe if you use the wrong email address, it would autofill to that incorrect email address. You just want to make sure you're typing it in correctly the second time. Yeah, is this the same UI UX as the group leader would see when they sign in? It is. So what I showed you when I signed out and signed in from the email, it's the exact same. That's what the group leader is going to see. So, it lets them see a list of all of the tickets, and then, specifically sections and rows and seat location as well. Ability to send a text instead of email. Great question. We currently are only email. I know text is definitely something we're integrating a little bit more on the core FEVO product moving forward. So I imagine that's something we'll look into here with this product as well. Cost associated with the platform, great question. So, I won't dive into specifics on it. I think this is something where, you look at, we're moving already paid for tickets. So obviously it's, not a great experience if that end user is having to, pay a few dollars in fees, so that's not really the business model here. There's a couple ways that we can do it. I think depending on the partnership, that we have with you, depending on the amount of volume that you're doing through our core FEVO product, there's opportunities to have this product at no cost. If you prefer to only use bulk, or you can't hit the ticket commitments on our core FEVO product, we would go more of a SaaS model where there's just a cost depending on how many tickets that you are forwarding each year. Is there functionality for a group leader to, instead of forwarding or assigning tickets to individual email address, instead send a link to an email list by which anyone could claim X number of tickets? If not, any other way in FEVO to support this sort of claiming of tickets by a group leader? So right now, through this product that I just showed, the only option is to that end user is just getting the tickets assigned or forwarded to them. There's no ability for them to go in and actually claim them. And part of that's by design. I think it's looking at it, this tool is looking at more from a group leader standpoint, right? Like ways to help them push out the actual tickets to that end user. Just like back in the day, if they were trying to track down someone in person and hand them that ticket. Now, if you do want someone to come in and like claim tickets, there are a couple of ways to do that through FEVO's core product, where you create an offer, we can promulgate it. So they would have to enter a unique or generic code, or use their email address or email domain. Like maybe I have to have an @fevo.com email to access. Once they enter in that promo code, then they could claim however many free tickets you wanted them to. So, you could set just one, or a limit of 2 or 3 or 4, however many you wanted. We also have offer codes, which is more, they land on the offer, it's not gated, they see full priced inventory, and they're able to enter an offer code good for X amount of tickets. So there are some options. If you prefer people claiming, that's definitely available through FEVO as well. So a couple more, it looks like from the same person. Any single limitations for forwarding? Can I have a single order for 2,500 to disperse via the tool? Yeah, we can do that. So there's no limitations. If you there might be limitations on how many tickets you can put onto a specific order within your primary ticketing system. If that's the case, just do multiple orders, and you could either import those in bulk or do it one by one. And then another question, just clarifying that it is live with tickets.com right now, and we're finalizing everything with Ticketmaster. So the Ticketmaster piece is close. I know I'm sure some clubs that are on Ticketmaster that would like to use this. We're very close with them. Obviously, there's Major League Baseball teams using Ticketmaster, so the product has been used with TM before, and we're getting close to being able to launch it with individual clubs. Trevor, confirming this is going to be integrated into ProVenue as its own agency user and not just a forward vehicle like the previous iteration of the FEVO bulk tool. Trevor, I'm being honest, I don't know the answer to that, but I can follow up on that. Just backend setup within ProVenue and get you an answer there. I may have missed this, but since each seat needs to be defined on the bulk list, can we export a list of all available seats from the platform to Excel to make assigning easier? That is coming. Definitely something that's been requested and something we are looking into. So the idea being behind that, if I have section 310, row 1, seats 1 through 5, when you download the bulk action, when I download this template, it's going to load in the actual available inventory, and then you're just plugging in the name and email address. So I love that idea. I think it's great. It makes one less step for that group leader to have to do it. So definitely something we're looking into and looking to incorporate. One more, Todd, could you upload a large full season package for distribution? Say someone has 500 season tickets on their account. Yeah, I don't see why you couldn't. I mean, we could, as long as you have them on the order ID, you could pull those in. I know there's others in this space that focus a little bit more on season tickets and suites and things like that. We're primarily coming out from a group space, but if you want to look into the season ticket option, like shoot us a note and we can look into that a little bit further. If the tickets are active in the client's account, do you need to still assign the tickets to the client for them to forward to their group, since all tickets would already be on their account? Would they have to forward any tickets they're still using to their self? So the forward is going to be, if you're talking more of like if they're a Ticketmaster team and they're already logging in through account manager, all the work we're doing through this product is going to update through account manager as well. So in theory, if they're an account manager and they want to forward tickets, they can still do that. But I think to keep it clear for these larger groups, like put them through just one product would probably make the most sense. And then, yeah, if they are attending the game and they need their 2 tickets to actually go to the game, they would want to forward those to themselves, accept it, and then they would be able to log in and see their tickets. All right, I think that's all the questions. Let me know if I missed any. I know we're a few minutes over, so I appreciate everyone taking the time. To wrap up, just to highlight where I really think this could, to help from what you guys are doing, the difference between assign and forward. I touched on it, and then someone clarified with a question where the ability to kind of continue assigning down until you need to forward, I think is key. And then that bulk option of just being able to enter everybody's information and send that out in one click, rather than having go order by order, makes a huge difference. Reach out to myself or just bd@fevo.com if you're interested. If you're a current partner, just shoot a note to your partner success person. I'm happy to hop on another call and dive a little bit deeper on this if you have follow-up questions as well. Awesome. Thank you guys for the time. Talk to you soon.